Welcome to Holistic Human. On today's video, we're going to be talking about follow through and everything that goes on in that need to maintain some consistency in your life. Just a 5-minute a day practice can improve your follow through immensely. So stay tuned. Welcome back. So to bring clarity, we want to take time to contemplate what is happening with our person, right? Because this is a person-centric thing. And really become aware of what thoughts are arising in our mind and or going on in our mind if you have an active one. This practice comes from sadhana, and sadhana literally means a diligent effort towards one's goals. And the practice it's ancient, it's Sanskrit, before Christianity, before Buddhism, like it's old school stuff at its realest form. Anthony DeMello, he wrote a book, and he's the author of Sadhana, A Way to God. And he talked about how we can simply sit with our boredom and not seek novelty, but instead seek depth as a way of contemplating in a way that brings awareness and brings clarity. Now, there's people in history in the Western world that have recognized this as well. Napoleon Hill, for instance, he would go into a room that had nothing but a pen and a paper, and he would shut the lights off, and he would sit upright, ensuring that he didn't fall asleep, and wait. And he would wait for thoughts to arise in his mind. They would come up, flip the light on, write them down, shut the light off, and wait for ideas. Now, whether or not you're a person who has a lot of ideas and a large amount of cognitive surplus, so there's always something going on in your mind, or you're a person who is really, grounded and there's just not a lot of thoughts, your process is out in front of you. Either way, sitting for thoughts and waiting for thoughts is a good way to bring clarity. So one of the ways that you can do this, again, 5 minutes a day, that's all it takes, is to sit down with yourself. Again, turn the music off, turn the movie, turn the TV off, shut off your phone. You can sit in a chair, you can sit on a pillow, whatever you'd like, and just sit there for 5 minutes, making sure to breathe in and out. 5 minutes. If you have a lot of thoughts that are coming up, imagine those thoughts on a conveyor belt and watch them go by on the conveyor belt. Maybe notice how you feel when these thoughts arise, but don't capture them. Just let them ride out into a conveyor belt that goes right up into the sun, and just let them go. Watch them, notice how you feel, but not necessarily doing anything more than just being with your thoughts, experiencing them, maybe noticing how they're connected, if they're, in sequence or not, but nothing more than that, just allowing them to flow. If you're a person that doesn't have a lot of thoughts, perhaps, again, sitting down, turning the lights low, making sure your phone is off, maybe have a pen not using a pen during this 5 minutes, but sitting there waiting for a thought to arise. If one arises, continue to sit for that 5 minutes. And at 5 minutes, go ahead and write it down. Perhaps during this 5 minutes, you become clear enough to recognize a route that you want to take, an initiative that you want to enact. Well, that's fine. If you have an initiative that is something that you can do right away, let's say you thought about the garbage needing to be taken out, or laundry, or some push-ups that you needed to do, or if it was an idea that you had that you thought was a good idea, get up and go do it. At the end of the 5 minutes, just go ahead and do it. If it's a little bit more complex, let's say that it's something like, oh, I need to, buy a car, or I need to, get some marketing done, or I need to, meet with John, Sally, and Deneen so that we can have a discussion about our objectives. And those things, take a little bit more effort than simply, again, at the end of your 5 minutes, not during it. Again, not going into novelty, really going into depth of self and, understanding, well, what is that meeting about? Do I really need the car? Why am I thinking about getting a car? What kind of marketing structure do I want? These things go deeper during that 5 minutes, but afterwards, if it's something that's not like a, doing some push-ups, that you can do right away, just jot it down. Need to have meeting, need to do budget for car, need to find marketing format. These methods of self will unfold, and they will bring you clarity. If you do this 5 minutes a day, they will bring you clarity. And from there, you can move into your initiatives with a sense of who you are, rather than this sense of this pre-contemplative, this pre-individualized world. Because what we do a lot of times, without taking this time to clarify what's going on with us, we become a function of what's going on out here. And so that's not the holistic human that I am referring to. A holistic human has these conditions that are, yes, out here, but they're working them into themselves. So they're taking this pre-individualized world, they're empathizing with this world around them, they're being all in as a human in this world, they're living alive in it. But at the end of the day, they're also working from value, from goal. And to do that, we need to build some clarity about self, to build this sense of who it is that we are. So I hope that helps. Again, if you do have a few days of meditating, we could call it meditating if you'd like. We could call it prayer if you'd like. Or we could just call it what it is. Sitting calmly with your thoughts and or with yourself, and have some insights and have some feedback. Do leave it in the comments, and I do hope that you subscribe to this channel as we continue our journey towards becoming a holistic human. Have a good day, and I will see you soon.